Back with another weekly preview. It's AK-47 from Prime Trading Investments, where Monday through Friday I'm doing one-on-ones with traders. And yes, that's right, it's the 4-year anniversary. Been doing one-on-ones with traders since I opened up my website, Prime Trading Investments, since March of 2021. That's going over trades with you, becoming your mentor, your psychologist, your therapist. So many things, like taking you to school. Things that when I first started doing these, I didn't realize how along the way, working with four now almost 500 traders across the globe, 6 out of 7 continents covered. Come on, Antarcticans. I need someone from Antarctica. But now, working with so many people, how better I have become, much better I have become, being that mentor, your psychologist, your therapist, and working you out of certain mental situations you're going through, or certain things you're struggling with, whether it's charting or it's stop losses. There's so many different things that we do in those one-on-ones, just besides coming over and learning from me and going to school and having like essentially a counselor, a therapist. You know, you go to the gym and have not only a coach, right, to motivate you, works out with you. He's your friend. He can talk to you. There's so many different things that you can do in those one-on-ones, and they're super beneficial. But the 4-month anniversary is actually right now this week. Also, Monday through Friday over at TradeCaster.com, where I'm doing streaming live Monday through Friday, like Sean Deckmar, J Trades, Active Trader, all the other amazing traders out there, Caesar, etc. All right, so the levels for this week. 2 things to look for. I think we're slowly but surely coming to bottom. I think that's coming on the SPY in a lot of these trades or a lot of these charts. I think the bottom is coming. 550, a nice whole round number. Could be the bottom. The only thing this week, we have U.S. retail sales tomorrow in pre-market. Housing and building permits Tuesday in pre-market. Wednesday, we got JP and FOMC and interest rates. Thursday, we have initial jobless claims report in the morning in pre-market. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday in pre-market could have some pretty crazy moves. Wednesday could be the one stalemate slower day up until JP and the FOMC meeting in the afternoon, up until power hour. Who knows how much that moves around the SPY. And of course, the other thing that I'm talking about are all these plays running together. Trump says something about tariffs, SPY drops, so does Apple, AMD. For the most part, most days, goes Meta, NVDA, Tesla, A to T, essentially. A to Z, really. SPY's dropping, tanking now, so is, all the other tickers. So watch for that and the continuation of that. We're still in that mode as of right now. Plays are running together. The other thing to look for, the choppier days in the bottom. So part 1 would be, are we still running together this week? So be careful of that. SPY goes up, so does everything go with it. SPY goes down, drags everything with it. The second part of this is, have we found the bottom and the range days getting smaller, in my opinion, throughout time? They're still there. We're still averaging 10, 8, well, more like 9 to 12. 9 to 12 is about the average. We have some 13. We have some a little bit like 17, I think, is one of the bigger days. Then we have some a little bit smaller, but about average is 8 to 12. 9 to 12 is the average. That's some big movement. So that's where I'm like, did we really find the bottom at 550? A nice whole round number. Shows it looks like it so far. But it could be not so fast, my friend. Why? Because of the news and the reports we have coming up this week. Now, I think the last week, next week, a week from now, does slow down as we get into April. All the earnings reports are done. And that's the only thing left on the list, left on the list, all those different L words, would be when the tariffs do set in April, because it looks like Trump stuck to that. So that's why I think we still be the SPY and these plays will have range, and they'll all drag together, I would say, through April. Next week slows down yet again, in my opinion, but have we found the bottom? So that's kind of the thing to look forward to, in my opinion, as we close out March and into April, as those tariffs do set in. And so have we found the bottom? I don't know that we have yet. I can't definitively say that because of, I think if it was a month from now, then yes, I think we could be like, yep, no more, tariffs are done. The earnings report season's done. I think we're going to start getting back to Meta's up for the day. Apple's down. SPY's ugly and choppy. NVDA's choppy. Tesla's skyrocketing. AMD's just dumping that day. Or everything's just running on its own clock. It's been a while since we've had it. Some days we have it here and there. Not much. Some days we have it for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, SPY tariffs or Trump says something happens and boom, now everything's running together. So please keep your eye on that as we head into the last week of the month, or last couple of weeks of the month, I should say. And I think that will honestly continue through April until the actual tariffs really set in. And so those would be the main things to look forward to, in my opinion, that I really haven't broken down in these weekly previews would be, have we found the bottom? And I don't think we have quite yet. We might have. We are starting to U-shape back on around. The only thing is that this week with these reports in pre-market, they've been moving the SPY a lot. As you can see, there's a lot of movement some days here in pre-market that can really move the play around, right? Then that leads to a choppier day. And so that's what I'm looking for the rest of this week. Are the rangier days still there, $9 to $12? Have we found the bottom? Is the SPY dragging everything with it, whether it's going up or down? And I think, again, that continues through April. So until then, let's kind of give you some levels, but I just want you guys to keep your eye on that. I think it won't probably be until April, maybe close to summer, May into June. I know summer's not officially till June, but it may be May until June until, like I said, plays are slowly calming down and having a little bit slow, because the ranging days are huge now. Tesla and Meta are having crazy days. SPY's moving bigger and Amazon's big. All these plays are moving bigger than they ever have. I think that'll slow down over time and they'll start, running on their own clock, but it may be another month plus till that happens. Levels for the week. I'm going to go with 550 as your normal low for the week for SPY, that we have found the bottom. The ultimate low for the week, and we haven't found the bottom, would be a move down to 440 to around 437. 440 to 437, ultimate lows of the week, 550, normal high or normal low of the week. For your move back on up, I'm going to go that we do push and continue with this move up. We'll see how the market reacts and that we don't actually channel out to the right. We did that for the last 2 weeks, Monday through Friday, or I should say Tuesday through Friday, and then again Tuesday through Friday. And so watch for a big day on Monday that pops up, and then the range happens. And so my normal high of the week would be a move to 577 to 580. Your ultimate high of the week will continue with the $20 weeks or so that we've been having. Some have been 30, some have been 20 plus, at least consistently 20. Would then put us back up to around 590 for your ultimate high of the week. For your way, and of course, 550 and 540 to 537 for your lows. So again, main things to be looking for this week in through April, honestly, and this will continue in my opinion. Have we found the bottom? Big rangy days. SPY dragging plays with it up and or down. Look for that to continue, that trend that we've been in my opinion, through April and to finally May. And we finally, there will be a slowly but surely, where right now it's 80%, 90% that's happening most of the time. Where then it gets to 70 and then to 60. And then by maybe, hopefully, May-ish, it's down to 20, 30% of the time that we're seeing that, like what we're seeing now. Over to Apple, as the trend dies off, so to speak. Over to Apple now. A play that does seem to have its own movement some days. As you can tell, last week was a huge ranging week from 236 down to 208. And another play, like a lot of these plays, that looks really good for a long-term hold situation. I've been telling traders in chat, anything under 200, try to look for a dip buy. If you do get under 200, be great for Apple in a long-term hold. Under this 208 mark from the low of last week, I'll go normal lows there, right around 208.50. Your ultimate low of the week would then be that move down to 200. I'll say 200 on the dot, somewhere right around there for your ultimate low of the week. On the way back on up, for your normal high of the week, I do feel we'll get more into a channel this week and chop around. For that matter, in case we do crack back down through 208, my normal high of the week is only going to be 118, 117.50, somewhere right through here. Your ultimate high of the week, if 208.50 is the bottom, then I say we move up to around 222.50 for your ultimate high of the week. Maybe this move up to around 224. And what I've been loving about these plays, like Apple, and you're going to see through the rest of these, when you're going through charting you haven't been in quite a while, as you can see, it's money. You can crack away and have big ranging days. I'll never forget this past week. How many days on the Apple? I talked about, hey, Tuesday or whatever on Wednesday in the morning alerts, or even on Tuesday in the morning alerts. I said, hey, Apple under 224, watch for the crack. Hey, Apple under 117.50, watch for the crack. Hey, Apple under 215, watch for the crack. That's why I love these plays. You know, this is why I don't like AMD and actually took it off the morning alerts the last 2 days of the week, because it's in this ugly channel for the last 2 weeks. So your levels for AMD for the week, we're going to stay in this channel around 103 to 10. We'll go 102.50 to 103 for your normal high of the week. Your ultimate high of the week, we finally go, and when we go, we're going to go. We're going to go through 104 up to 106, probably up here to this 106.50 to 107 mark for your ultimate high of the week. On the way back on down, stuck in the channel. Normal low, I don't think we get any lower than the lows from last week in pre-market. Normal low of the week, right around this 590 or 5, right around 97. Ultimate low of the week down here around 93.50. Over to Amazon, if I can click on her. Again, you can see how this chop, and some days are good, but then you've got crazy choppy days here recently. That chop has really been bad. So you get some decent ranging days that are all going one direction, but you can tell there has been a lot of chop, and we can't figure out where we're going up or down a lot of these days. And that then provides for a lot harder trading environment for you guys. On the way up, over 198. Watch that take off to 200. A play I think is going to be choppy like AMD this week. I wouldn't trade it really. I'm going to go 202. Normal high of the week. Ultimate high of the week. If we get out of this W shape that we're forming right here, you can see the W. Watch for the squeeze up to the top of the W right around 206. 206 to 207 ultimate highs. On the way down, 192 normal low of the week. Ultimate low, 190. Another play that finally has found the bottom and getting choppy had great ranging days as we were cracking on down here. I think it was like 7 days in a row. If I'll go back a little bit further here, which I'll go back a little bit further for you guys so I can show you. It was like 7 days in a row this had a great crack. Why? Again, because we're going in charting we haven't been in quite a while. And so here we go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I think that was it. I think it was 6 days in a row. I guess you can count that one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it was, but again, these cracks were happening, I know, with charting, but that's why I love shorting it this Thursday. Or again, once you got under Thursday's low on that Friday. Or Monday when you already are opening and cracking below Friday's low. Same here on last Tuesday. Or that I should say that's Tuesday before last. That's why I love charting when you get into levels you haven't been in for a while. This is not the chart I like to trade. You won't see me trading ARM most likely this week. This does, though, look for a good squeeze pattern here later today on Sunday for the trading that we have later in the afternoon, or, of course, on Monday in pre-market through the morning. Watch the squeeze over that 1875 roll through to 120 minimum, over to 120.50, or about 120.50. Over that, I'm going to keep going up for my normal high of the week right around 125. Ultimate high of the week then goes to 128, right around there. On the way back on down, we'll say we've created low, and this is going to be a nasty gross channel with 109. Essentially, we'll call it 110. 110 is your normal low of the week. Ultimate low of the week, maybe the SPY and everything gets cracking down for even more. Watch for the crack back down to 105 for ARM. Over to Google, Schniggletons. Another one that had great cracking days a couple of weeks ago. A lot like ARM. We're going through levels we haven't been in for a while, but finally base up and get into a channel. So what's that happen? Or what happens then? Well, really ugly, choppy charts. This is why I would tell traders, again, this is why this was off the morning alert for the last couple of days as well. Like AMD and I think Amazon as well, I left off. That's just ugly charting. Look at that. Ugh, that's absolutely horrendous. Normal low of the week, right around this 163.50 to 164 mark. Ultimate low of the week for a move down to 160. On the way up, right around this 170 or so for your normal high of the week. And we base out in a channel between 163 and 170. Ultimate high of the week, watch for the move up through 172. To 174. 174 ultimate high of the week. Over to Meta now. Meta, great chart for a couple. Had great shorts. Great shorts, you know, a couple of weeks ago, going under charting we haven't been in for a while. And then we finally find a bottom here. And there's really not too many great. Oh, nope. There's some more. Finally cracking under low. That low. Then I remember this Tuesday, and I remember shorting that. I remember that little double bottom right there at 640, boop, and then getting that short. And then I remember the next day, or the couple days later, on the 625 mark, I remember definitely shorting it on that Friday, and I told everybody on the 625 mark that meta is going to crack. Actually happened again on Thursday as well this past week. We had a what? Beautiful uptrend channel and a trend line crack. That helped out. Now I think we get kind of choppy here. What could happen is a possible W shape. You can see the W forming. Watch this back over 610 to the move to 620 on Monday. Up to around 625 even on Monday. On the squeeze, continue. I'm going to go 630 to, well, what's that high? We'll go zoom in right here. Because my ultimate high of the week is going to be right there at 642. Groot, you're fine. 640, 642, ultimate high of the week. The high from this past Wednesday, 633 to 635, normal high of the week. On the way back on down, watch for another maybe possible trend line crack like we had here last week. Could happen again this coming week. Normal low of the week will be this 585 to 582, somewhere right around in this mark. MD, long-term hold situation. I've told everyone, I'd go back further in time. I'll just go to the weekly though so you can see it. Anywhere from around 100 to 80, 80 to 100, anywhere around there. Great long-term hold. Google, another play for a lot of traders out there for a long-term hold. If this gets back down around the 150 to 40 area, that's a good long-term hold. Meta, if we get back down to around the 550 to 500 mark, a good long-term hold. Now, this uptrend channel might possibly crack. It's testing it on Meta, so keep your eye on that. And this is where your long-term hold is, anywhere between 550 and 450. This little channel right through here, the top of it, if you want to be, hey, I got to get some in, down to the bottom portion of that channel. Same thing for NVDA. Been telling traders, look for the pullback. Back down like AMD, it's right around anything under 100 down to 80 is your buy area for NVDA, anywhere between 80 and 100. Now, for the charting for NVDA on the way up, watch this as well to squeeze, possibly here Sunday afternoon into Monday for that continuation through 122.50 to around 125. Over 125, I'll go up a little bit more around 127.50 for your normal high of the week. Ultimate high of the week over 127.50. Watch for the move up to around 130 to actually I'll go one more level over 130 because we've been having some pretty good ranging weeks. This Monday is 125 down to so about $20. Last week's lows, I'm going to have to include this pre-market crack to 102. We're talking $20. And so on the way up, normal high of the week, I'm going to stick with that 127.50 mark, 128. Ultimate high of the week through 130 to around 132.50. I don't quite think we'll get back to 135, but you heard it here first. On the way down, if maybe SPY and everything gets to cracking together and we have a big pullback, watch for this trend line to crack. Trend line crack back down through 117.50. You're going to find down through 115 around 113. 113 to 112.50, normal low of the week. Ultimate low of the week goes back down to this low from Friday of the week before last of 107.50 area. Over to the Qs, again, another play long term. If you're looking to invest, this is looking good too as well. Like the SPY, have we found the bottom? Is 465 going to be it? We are starting to channel and go sideways, as you can tell. Now, back over this 480, 481, this is going to be huge. I'd be telling traders in the morning alerts to watch that squeeze over 481 to 485, 486 in one day is going to happen. Could even go all the way back up to 488. Over that, continue to go up to 490 to 491 for your normal high of the week. Ultimate high of the week takes it all the way back up here to 498. On the way down, you've probably guessed it, normal low of the week, I'm going to stick with right here in the 465 mark. Ultimate low of the week, if we do get back underneath that and we go to new lows under 465, watch the move down through 460 to around 450 to 455. 450 to 455, somewhere in there for your ultimate low of the week. And last but not least, yes, the last play that is a great long-term hold possibility will be Tesla. And I've told anyone between 180 to 200, like Apple for Tesla. On the way up, watch this back over that 255 mark. Would be a great squeeze for the move up to 262. Over 262, 262.50. Watch the move up to around 270. 270 normal high of the week. Ultimate high of the week over 270. Watch the move up right here to that lower shadow, 273.50. Over that, we're going to fly up to around 280. 280 normal high or ultimate high of the week. On the way back on down, Oh, yeah. Holding these two red lines are going to be key in getting over them for the move up. I will say that if we crack back through them today through Monday, again, could start to channel. Back down to 240 we would go. Friday's low, under Friday's low, 240, 241. We're going down to Thursday's low. I'm going to go one more level down for your normal low of the week. Under 233. I'm going to split the difference between 233, this right here, this $15 area, and say somewhere right around 225-ish. 225-ish for your normal low of the week. Your ultimate low of the week would go back down to last week's low in market on Tuesday. And these lines I've had in for such a long time. These aren't lines I just added in. These lines have been in, right click, edit properties, 2013. We're talking a year and a half. Ultimate low of the week, though, would take it back down to 217.50 area, 217. There are your levels for the week. Got not only your long-term investment areas, price levels, gave you also what to look for and to keep your eye on through April. And I do think we get some choppier movement again this week. We'll have I think that we could have 1 or 2 clean days possibly. But with those reports in the morning, the U.S. retail sales, the housing building permits, I think that could create some chaos and chopping Monday and Tuesday in pre-market, then leads to some gross movement in market. Wednesday, I think, could be a pretty decent day up until JP and FOMC in the afternoon. Thursday is going to be a crazy day after that, and then with the initial jobless claims report that morning, then Friday could maybe be a decent clean day because it has nothing coming out, and we could possibly look for some clean movement. So don't forget about what I talked about. Are we at the bottom? Huge ranging days continuing. Does the SPY drag the plays up and down with it as well? See you guys next week. Until then, I'm telling you, trade light and trade tight. This market has been taking some people. You've been making some money, I know, I'm sure, with the big moves. But you know how many people have probably been losing money, and lots of it because of how big these moves have been. So that's why I say trade light and then trade tight. See you next week, team.